Father, we give praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach. And John chapter 5, verse 39. So you don't know that, devil. We come from here. You wouldn't dare lift your hand. That's all you gonna say. No, daddy, no. Yeah, he would have seen y'all, right? Seen you in the schoolhouse, seen you at the garage, seen you in the car, seen you at the grave site when they were burying you after he got finished killing you. He say, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they will testify of me. Leave it alone, Elizabeth. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. You know, let's look at that Jeremiah chapter 5, what I told y'all about, to sit back and let's look at this thing when it pertains to gravity. Because this man done lost his rabbit mind. I say, boy, where low high and low tide come, this man say, harp. Jeremiah 5 and 20. Not harp. Y'all know what harp is, don't you? Yeah, you can't give them people all that credit, man. You don't sit back and say white folk control the weather. You're going to take y'all right out the equation. And there's people who say they believe in y'all and say white people got more power than y'all do. Ain't that something? You're going to say white people got more power than y'all do over the weather. I can't fix my mouth to say that. He say, declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Yehudah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people, without understanding, which have eyes and see not, and which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith Yahuwah, will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it, and though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet they cannot pass over it. So that sounds like high tide then, don't it? Is that the only time where the waves roar? When else does waves roar? When does the tide come in?
Hurricane. It's a hurricane. Tsunami.
Yeah, usually the tides come in at evening. Usually high tide come in at sometime late evening. You know, usually it all depends. I don't have it on my app to be able to sit back.
6 hours.
Every 6 hours.
Every 6 hours it change.
From high tide to low tide. So you already know, because it's going to be high tide one part of the day and low tide the other part of the day. Now we've already ascertained. Now sit back and look at it, right? Let's sit back and let's look at Genesis chapter 1, right? See what the moon's supposed to do when it rules. Because usually high tide is at nighttime. It can be in the daytime too.
And it comes in for 6 hours, goes out for 6 hours, comes back in for 6 hours, goes back out for 6 hours. It's 6 words.
1 and 14. Huh?
I said it's 6 words. I like 6 better.
Yeah, I believe it's 6 because high tide and low tide enters every day.
Yeah, it goes out for 6, comes in for 6.
I know that myself from observing, being out there, when we go out there, I've been out there at Blue Cypress to actually look at it and pay attention, that I can notice that low tide is usually during the day. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all ever paid attention when we go back there on that dock and low tide be in, it's been a time where we were out there at high tide and it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the evening in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it because that grass or that stuff that's right there by that dock, you will see that all the water will covered up and you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? When it's low tide, you don't see nothing but that dirt. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how much that water come in off that St. John River, it never overcomes that dirt. Now I know y'all done heard of beach erosion. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, that's only a certain part of it erodes. End of the day though, if y'all say don't go past it, what happened? Because these people been talking about like that after a while the ocean would be on the beach, the ocean would be where a lot of them houses are at. That them houses would be underwater by now. But yet they're not underwater though. That's how it happens. Yeah, Lizzie. Genesis 1 and 14. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the Shamahim to divide the day from night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the Shamahim to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And Elohim made 2 great lights, the great light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. So, from y'all knowledge, what again controls high and low tide? The moon. You know what I'm saying? So we sit back and see that the moon has rule and authority, because if he gave it rule, that means he gave it the ability to rule over that, then, didn't it? So that means it goes by what the moon say, or what the moon dictate. These people telling you ain't no such thing as gravity. You know what happens if there's no such thing as gravity? You know what should happen? That everything that the Most High's laid up in the Shamahin should fall down to the earth then. Just tear everybody up. We know that stuff stay up there. Why? Because he told it not to move then, didn't it? See, that's what they missing when he say, well, let's say the stuff don't move. Because he told it not to move. You know what I'm talking about? If he tell the sun, stay still. How do we know that's simple possible? Because didn't he cause the sun to stay still? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Let's look at Joshua chapter 10 on over. She right back at it. Ain't no stopping, Lizzie. 10 and 11. 10 and 12, actually. Joshua 10 and 12.
At one time, the blood made them stop.
Yeah, that's called intelligence.
No, that's that Garfield blood to keep going.
Yeah, keep on going, bounce off over there, have 3 more knots upside your head.
But then when I get 2 years old, I'll be able to bounce up here on that fall and get no knots.
Yeah, we're going to learn after falling the first time not to get no knot.
Yeah, because you ain't going to do it no more.
Nah, we'd be able to learn, don't bounce like that. No, actually, let me tell you something,
See,
man.
that's the thing. You just said, because we're going to stop. That's what you just said.
Yeah, because we're gonna sit back and
No,
realize.
you said, because we're going to stop.
Yeah, because we're going to realize, don't do that again.
That ain't fun anymore.
That
You
didn't
just
work.
sit around like a bump on the wall.
Yeah. No, it's fun. I got all these knots on my head. Let me not do that like this, and I won't get no more knots on my head. So you basically saying that you got the stupid gene.
Yeah, no stupid about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
It's more adventurous.
Yeah, the stupid gene.
No. That's no stupid about it at all.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna tell y'all. So he talking about adventurous, talking about we just gonna keep bouncing off the couch, falling off the head, talking about that's the adventurous gene. No, that's the stupid gene.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. How many of y'all sit back and be like, y'all hurt yourself and you do the same thing again and hurt yourself again? How many of y'all used to do that?
How you think they get good at stuff?
You get good at stuff by learning from what you did wrong the first time and not doing it again.
You got to keep practicing. Like
No,
people who ride skateboards. You know what I'm saying? You might fall. You might scrape your leg. But after a while, you ain't going to fall. You ain't going to scrape your leg.
No.
Just keep on. Practice makes perfect, man.
No.
Practice makes perfect.
No. I ain't. No, practice make lumps on the head. She keep bouncing on that couch.
And it makes perfect. It's going to be perfect.
10 to 12. We don't want the baby to have no lumps on the head. Now she walking around here with concussions. They say, then spake Yahusha to Yahuwah, the day when Yahuwah delivered up the Amorites before the children of Yasharal. Hello? All right, I was seeing if that would Tony, because he just said something else. And he said in the sight of Yasharal, son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of Shamahim, and hasted not to go down about a whole day. Y'all remember what that was talking about when we looked at it? Who remembers what this was about? Because he said he caused the sun to stand still. Now you sit back and see that. So that means the sun and the moon moves then. But you notice the key thing of what happened is that he gave a commandment for it to stop. Don't y'all realize when the Mashiach come back, he say the sun not going to give his light and the moon going to turn into blood? Now don't you sit back and realize you see him fulfilling this same aspect that he can, by his word, because you got Yahushua son of Nun speaking this. Now we know that all things are testifying of him. He had the ability to cause the luminaries and the Shamahim to cease. Hello? Hello? All right. I'm seeing if that would Tony. So don't you realize when he returned that he would have the ability to call these things to cease? Now didn't he say that he fixed the stars and the Shamahim to stay still, that they wouldn't move? Let's look what he said what happened in Isaiah 34 about what he would do with these things. We ain't even trying to go deep with it. Just simple stuff, man. The man could tell stuff to move. He could tell stuff to drop. But one thing about it, I know they try to say your weight's determined by gravity, but your weight's determined by how much food you stuff in your mouth.
Gravity does too.
Man, look here, man. If you 400 pounds, don't put that on gravity. Put that on them donkey cakes you
When
been
you're
eating.
400, the gravitational pull of your body weight is 400 pounds.
Yeah, ain't no gravitational pull. That's that gravitational pull, all that ho-hos and yin-yangs you were throwing in your mind.
Obviously, someone doesn't understand science.
Yeah, I understand, son. I also understand this here. Keep on eating. You're going to get on bigger. And I ain't putting that one on gravity. I'm putting that one on you. Put that hot dog down. That's what 50 told Miss Elliott back in the day. Put that hot dog down. See, you had one donut. You didn't need 5. 34 and 4. And all the host of Shamahin shall be dissolved, and Shamahin shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf fall from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in Shamahin. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Hello? Hello? All right, we got to. All right. It say the sword of Yahuwah is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For Yahuwah hath a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Now, why would he cause all the things in Shamahin to pass away? Why would that be important? Absolutely. Did he also say that till Shamahin and the rats pass, what? Not one jot or one jittle gonna pass from this law, because the law states that these things got to stay still, don't it? Now, what you think this means when he talking about bathing his sword in blood? Yes, sir. Absolutely, coming back. What he said he was coming back on that great white horse in Revelation 19. What he say he was coming with? A sword. And he would come to execute judgment. And he would come to tread the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of El or Al Shaddai. That's what he was coming back to do. I'm coming back to kill. But the reason why we look at these things is we know that these things are staying, because we know there's a law of gravity. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is sit back and just get on top of your roof of your house and just jump off and let me see if you suspend in the air. Because y'all didn't give a decree that you ought to stay right there. You know what I'm talking about? He fixed the things in the Shamahin and gave them a Torah, gave them an instruction, gave them a law and say, stay right there. So what do? What they do? They gonna stay right there then. Just the same way he said that the seas would not overcome the sand. Because I gave a decree for it not to pass through. A decree, that's a proclamation, that's a law, that's a commandment, that's a statute. It's not going to do it. If he tell it to do otherwise, it will do it. See, you know the crazy part is that the things that we see in nature obey y'all, but yet man won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because this man told the sun to stay still. Guess what the sun did? Better on move. Better on move. You know, y'all can tell some of y'all to stay still and you be like, I'm going to just move over a little bit to the right. I don't think it'll hurt nothing. Psalm chapter 8, though.
Listen.
Psalms 8. We're just going to look at some of this thing with this brother said that moon. We'll look at Psalms 19, go along with it. Psalms 8 and 3. I'm going to talk to y'all about that chief ruler thing. Y'all will, I complete some of the stuff we talked about on Wednesday. But that chief ruler thing, I ain't letting that slide. Listen. Who you talking to?
Talk to himself, man.
I know that. Just wanted to ask her who she was talking to.
Talk to himself.
He say, when I consider thy Shamahin, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. What do y'all think this could mean? What y'all think this could mean? He said, when he considers Shamahin, the work of thy fingers. What you think that could mean? Then he say the moon and the stars which you ordained or which you appointed. What would you think that could mean? Y'all should know what the stars are. What's the stars, gentlemen?
Amalekite.
That there, but what was another name for them?
Amalekite.
What do the stars actually represent? We just talked about it last week, huh? The sons of Elohim. So who would the moon be? Excuse me. So who would the moon be? Oh, no. In this instance, the moon would be Yasharal. Remember when we looked at Joseph had that vision? And he stated, he said, the sun, the moon, and the stars made obeisance to me. And what did Jacob say? What did Jacob say? Jacob sat back and said, so what? He said, will me and your mama also bow down to you? You know what I'm saying? Will we also do it? So before we go any further, just hold this Psalm chapter 8 and let's sit back and let's look at Jeremiah chapter 6 and about verse 2. And we'll get Isaiah chapter 54. And we'll look at that. You'll see as Yasharal is referred to as a woman. That's one of the things that I think those 5%ers, they get that from. They say sun, moon, and stars because the moon, for all intents and purposes, is considered to be feminine. You can get Jeremiah 6 and 1. Are y'all aware that the moon is considered to be a feminine thing? You know what I'm saying? So this is why in this instance it's referring to the woman. So when we look at the works of Shamahim, and then I'm also going to read you the Shamahim as forth as the outline of what it means. It means heaven, sky, visible heaven, sky, as the abode of the stars, as the visible universe, the sky, the atmosphere, heaven, the abode of Elohim. So when we sit back and look at it, he say Shamahim is the work of thy fingers, and the moon and the stars which you ordained. So when we look at that, Shamahim is the place where the stars reside. We'd have to look at that Shamahim in this instance is a Mashiach, the place where the suns reside. You understand what I'm saying? Jeremiah 6 and 1. He say, O ye children of Benjamin, gather yourselves to flee out of the midst of Jerusalem. Blow the trumpet in Tekoa. Set up a sign of fire in Beth Hakram, for evil appear out of the north and a great destruction. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. The shepherds with their flocks shall come unto her. They shall pitch their tents against her round about. They shall feed every one in his place. I'm going to just see who remembered it because we dealt with this last year. Some of y'all wasn't around. I'm going to see who remembered. Prepare ye war against her, arise. Let us go up at noon. Woe unto us, for the day go away, for the shadows of the evening are stretched out. Arise, let us go by night, and let us destroy her palaces. For thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, for thus hath Yahuwah of hosts said, hew ye down trees, and cast a mount against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is holy, oppression in the midst of her. As a fountain cast out her waters, so she cast out her wickedness. Violence and spoil is heard in her. Before me continually is grief and wound. So coming down to about verse 3 to verse 7. What do some of you brothers take from that? And I know some of y'all might not remember this. We dealt with this a year ago. I think the actual name of the video is what's written in verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning? Now what do y'all think this what he say the shepherd? Because remember he's likened the daughter of Zion to a comely woman. And then he's talking about all these people coming upon this woman to do this. Now, listen what he say. The shepherds and their flocks will come unto her. Who's the shepherd and who is the flocks? And in this instance, he said the shepherds with their flocks will come unto the daughter of Zion and pitch their tents round about her and feed everyone in his place. Say, prepare ye. So listen now, he say, prepare ye war against her. So remember, it's saying the shepherds and their flocks are coming against her. He already say her is the daughter of Zion. That's the chief priests and the scribes. That's them coming. I said, we're not going into great detail just because we touched it. I'm going to refresh some people's memory if they don't remember. You know what I'm saying? So this the chief priests and scribes because they would be the shepherds. Remember what Isaiah said. He said the leaders, the people who lead this people calls these people to err. See, the chief priests and scribes calls the people to err because they delivered up. Hold this right here. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 14. We come right back to Jeremiah. Stop, stankus. 1 Thessalonians 2 and 14. It say, for ye, brethren, became followers of the synagogues of Elohim, which are in Yehuda, which in Yehuda are in Yahushua HaMashiach. For you also have suffered like things of your own countrymen, even as they have of the Yahudim, who have both killed the Master Yahushua and their own prophets, and have persecuted us, and they please not Elohim, and are contrary to all men. Come on back to over here to Jeremiah chapter 6. So you can already see that these people are already contrary to all men. How do we be able to ascertain that and see that? Because he said, arise. They said, woe unto us, or destruction unto us in verse 4, because it say the day go away. What happened when the Mashiach was on the tree? The day went away. You know what I'm saying? And they say, and the shadows of the evening are stretched out, because he stretched out a cloud.
No.
Stretched out the Shamahim, made it go dark. Then he say, arise, let us go by night and let us destroy her palaces. We know they went and got him at nighttime. But obviously you can see it switching from different things in verses just that fast. Then when we see the 5th verse where he say, hew down the trees, cast a mound against Jerusalem, oppression is in the midst of her. Well, hold this right here and look at Ezekiel chapter 22. 22 and 27. He say, her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves. Ezekiel 22 and 27. Ravening the prey to shed blood and to destroy souls to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, when Yahuwah have not spoken. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy, yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. Therefore I have poured out my indignation upon them, I have consumed them with the fire of my wrath. Their own way have I recompensed upon their heads, saith Yahuwah Elohim. What does this sound like to y'all when you hear it? If he say her princes in the midst of her are like wolves, hold what you got in Ezekiel 22 and Jeremiah chapter 6, and we also hold in Psalms chapter 8. But come over here to Matthew chapter 7, because he say her princes are like wolves. They shed blood to destroy souls for dishonest gain. See, you have to sit back and look at it. You know, a lot of dudes, they shed innocent blood all the time. You know how they shed innocent blood? Because they don't warn the wicked from their way that they might repent and be saved. And the reason why they do that, we'll look at that in a minute too. Because, well, I just mentioned it to you. You know, the Apostle Paul mentioned in 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, about a bishop, that he couldn't be greedy for filthy lucre or dishonest gain. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Trav about this earlier this afternoon. What I was telling y'all about a 501c3 corporation, and that's Matthew chapter 7, and about verse 15 that we desire. Is that most preachers, they turn up and for dishonest gain, they ravening wolves. You know what I'm saying? They seeking to come up off the people. All they sitting to look at is to get money off the people and shed the people blood by causing them to continually be in their sins. You know, in Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, he say you are watchmen. He say if you warn them from their way, then their blood is on their hands. But he say, but if you warn them not, then I will require their blood at your hand. Because when you see a sinner in their way, and we'll sit back and get you James chapter 5 and about verse 19, go along with that Matthew 7. We'll get to that in a minute. But when you warn somebody from their way, you know what you end up doing? You end up saving blood from being spilled. Because we already read that in Isaiah 34. That this man said he coming to bathe his sword in blood. Because these people cried out, let his blood be on our children's children. And these people, and the law say that whoever shed man blood, by man's blood, must his blood be shed. So when you turn around and through dishonest gain and through the seeking out of being a wolf in sheep's clothing, you end up having blood spilled on the ground, because a Mashiach gonna come back and he gonna kill these people. He gonna kill all these preachers who out here lying to these people, man. You gonna cost these people their life. And these people do it with a straight face and no conscience. He say, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. He said, you shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree brings forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bring forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bring not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits you shall know them. So you know this is the fruit of your doings. You know in the 17th chapter of Jeremiah, he said he will reward every man according to the fruit of his doings. See what he said back telling you is, you can, just what we were talking about on Wednesday. You can put out all the outward appearance of righteousness that you want to put on. But nevertheless, that man say you full of hypocrisy and dead men's bones. You indeed appear righteous unto men. So that's that outward appearance, but in actuality, your actions show that you wicked. So you need to sit back and look at that, because regardless whether y'all know it or not, people looking at your actions, and your actions show what type of person you are. How you deal with people, how you talk to people, you know what I'm saying? How you do business with people, it shows how you are. This is what the word told you to look at, right? So when you turn around and look at the fruits, we know, a lot of people love to talk about the fruits of the Spirit and things of that nature. But what does it say? Love, joy, peace, temperance. You know what I'm talking about? Patience, long-suffering, meekness. These are the things that when somebody would look at, these are the attributes of godly behavior. You know what I'm talking about? You sit back and look at these chief princes and these rulers, they weren't showing this behavior. They were ravening wolves. They were ravening for the prey. They were desirous to eat the people whole. Look at it, James 5:19. And not only that, to get dishonest gain. See, because the scribes and Pharisees, they were covetous. So they didn't care how they got their money. After we read this, James 5:19, come over here to Matthew chapter 15. I'll show you something about that dishonest gain. Listen what he say, James 5:19. He say, brethren, if any of you do err from the truth and one convert him, let him know that he which convert the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins. That goes right back to that watchman in Ezekiel chapter 3. That if he warned this person, he can be able to convert this person and their sins would be forgiven. It'll cover them up. Because remember how I talk about if he was a thief or a robber or an extortioner? Y'all remember all that? It's in Ezekiel 18. He talk about it a little bit in Ezekiel 3, a little bit in Ezekiel 33. That's the whole point of we trying to get your sins covered up, to convert you from the error of your way. See, these people were not trying, the scribes and Pharisees were not concerned with converting the people from the error of their way. They were concerned about being lauded by the people. The same way I'm telling you about this brother, the brother Nasser, that had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, to stand in front of a group of people and say, call me chief ruler. You know what I'm talking about? See, that goes back to what I don't care. I don't know the brother, but I find that sour. I don't like it. Anybody see it and they hear me say it and they got a problem with me saying it, I really don't care. Ain't no grown man got no business talking about he no chief ruler. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no grown man had no business calling him no chief ruler. People are supposed to stood up just like they did against Hamashiach. Only different, they'll be telling the truth. Blasphemy. That's what they supposed to say it to him. Wouldn't y'all agree? How I feel about it. So if I'm wrong, somebody come straight to me then. Even if he said, okay, he don't believe in the Mashiach, great. How you the chief ruler then? How you got that appointment? Who gave it to you, nigga? Because if you the chief ruler, you supposed to come save all us then, nigga. That's what the prophecy say. All you want to do is walk around here and look like a circus clown. You know what I'm talking about? That's all niggas want to do. Charge niggas for debates. Charge a nigga to go on TV. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas... Let's all go back to what Mashiach said. They want to be seen of men and be called rabbi, rabbi. And the greetings in the markets. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's really about. That's all it's really about. Come on back over here. Matter of fact, since I say that, get Luke chapter 17. We'll get in Matthew 15 in a minute. Get Luke chapter 17 real fast. Luke 17, man. About verse 7. I didn't want y'all to remember this here. I talked to y'all about this a little bit the other day. I want y'all to remember this here. Y'all remember what the prophecy said in Genesis 25 and Bereshit 25, right? The elder shall serve the younger. Hamashiach said, I didn't come to be ministered unto, I came to minister. Remember how we read about that? Where they were arguing about who was the greatest and Hamashiach told them to serve? Because you know why he told them that? I'm going to read you this Matthew 17. I want you to get Leviticus 25. And then all he did was just tell him what the law said. He said, but which of you having a servant plowing or feeding cattle will say unto him by and by when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat? And will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken, and afterwards thou shalt eat and drink. Doth he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I trow not. That's why the Apostle Paul came back and told you, he said, man, offer yourself as a living sacrifice unto Elohim, which is your reasonable service. Some of y'all think the Most High supposed to pat you on your back for doing what you're supposed to do. That man just sat back and said, doth he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? He said, I think not. Do y'all really realize what that means? You think the Father thanked the Son for doing what he told him to do? I told you to go do it. This is what I expect of you. This is what I required of you. See, y'all end up getting in your mind that when you do certain things, you think y'all supposed to take note of what he told you to do in the first place. You know what I'm saying? He says, so likewise, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. I did what I was supposed to do. And I'm going to line it up like this here, man. That's the same way when you hear a man or a woman say, I take care of my kids. You supposed to. Straight up. You don't get no bonus points for taking care of your kids, man.
You made them.
Some of y'all sit back and y'all done told somebody that a time or two. I take care of my kids, and what you want to cook it? You want a Parent of the Year award? You supposed to clothe them. You supposed to feed them. You know, we dealt with this before a long time ago too. Since I said that, we'll get to Leviticus 25 in a minute, and we'll get to Matthew 15 in a minute. But 1 Timothy 5 and 8 then. You know, we dealt with this particular matter with 1 Timothy 5 and 8, the paralleling of how y'all sit back as Paul's about to make this statement that the Most High did the same thing. Because you got to sit back and look at it. When I read it, I'm going to explain it. 1 Timothy 5 and 8. He say, but if any provide not for his own, especially they of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Well, we dealt with this in the past. We done talked about this here. Didn't he provide a place for his own, being the land of Canaan, what we call the land of Yasharal? Didn't y'all do that? Didn't he provide vineyards for which you didn't plant and houses for which you didn't build? Didn't he give you a good law which will give you great understanding in the sight of all the nations? Didn't he give you manna when you were hungry, water out of a rock when you were thirsty, and meat for flesh to eat when you cried out of hunger? Didn't he do all that? So he provided everything for his household. It's the reason why I mentioned this here, because a brother was talking about this the other day. Now, I don't got no kids, so I don't have that issue, and I ain't married yet. But I know me being how I was raised, I watched my mama struggle. So I know there could be no way that I could get married or and watch my wife struggle. Because I watched my mama struggle. That means if I'm watching my wife struggle, that means I'm probably going to be watching my kids struggle too. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not finna do that. At least I'm going to do everything in my power. You know what I'm talking about? You got niggas out here, got kids, don't feed them. You know what I'm saying? How's that possible? I ain't talking about they don't live with them. I'm talking about boys, Hebrew niggas live in the house with the wife, with the kids. This is what the dude was clowning at. He said, you got niggas who got kids on Facebook debating the word all day, talking about they a prophet of the Lord, while their wife out there making the money. And then they tell her to come home and give them the check. You know what I'm talking about? And then cuss her out and like this here. And to be honest with you, I don't see how them women vagina get wet for that. I don't see how she get moist off that.
Because she watch with Mike Wallace.
I'm for real. I don't see how she could be aroused from a nigga who don't. Because basically, if a man is, it's one thing if he down. You know what I'm saying? But he trying to get back up, and you just holding him down because he down. Well, it's another thing. This man is using you. You know what I'm talking about? You know how many women out here let men use them like that every day? Millions. Millions. I'm talking about. I done seen memes would be like, man, somewhere in America they got an Allstate dude. There's a stupid female getting dropped off to work in her car by a nigga who finna go pick up another woman and he don't work. He say, "Are you that stupid woman?" You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's the fact though. I know me personally. I couldn't go live with a woman and that woman take care of me. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go sell weed or crack or something.
Something getting sold.
Something getting sold. I'm talking about socks, t-shirts, blankets. I wouldn't care what it was. You know what I'm talking about? It gotta be something. I gotta at least be coming in here and say, well, shoot, boy, I got the light bill. You know what I'm talking about? Something. This my old lady. You gotta sell something. Cause I'm for real though. You know what I'm saying? It would be better served that if you ain't wait, this don't even marry him yet. Now I know I was talking to Lil Stanley about this, and I would tell him like, you know, he 24. I would tell him, don't feel bad about yourself because you can't do for your kids as you would want. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you ain't doing nothing and you don't do nothing and you ain't got nothing. You just gotta keep plugging along till you can get to where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Be able. Sometimes you might have to create your own opportunities because you know it's unfortunate that you could go to school, get a degree like them people tell you, and then you can't get a job in the field that what these people told you to go get a degree in. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of people out here got degrees and all type of stuff, and they working at McDonald's somewhere. They around here waiting tables. You know what I'm talking about? Say, I done spent 6 years of my life in this high establishment. I'm in debt from all these student loans, and I couldn't even get a job in my field. I ain't saying it's like that for everybody, but I ain't even go ahead. I ain't talking about somebody who's struggling and they doing the best of their ability to be able to take care of their people. I'm talking about a nigga who don't even care. Cause boy, you ain't supposed to do that there. That's not, man, look here. Ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't nowhere in the world. You know what these like, we know what they used to call dudes like that? Call them talking about what the nigga called them? Mad and Son. Nigga just sit out the house all day running that girl light bill up. He was like the dude, he's talking about it's Hebrew dudes that claim they prophets of the Lord, but they playing house husband though. They doing all the cooking and cleaning. Ain't no man supposed to be doing the cooking and the cleaning unless he live by himself. You married? Why is your wife not doing the cooking and the cleaning? How are you doing the cooking and the cleaning and your wife work? So that tell me one thing. You know what that tell me?
You got a pansy.
Yes, sir. We got a homosexual on the scene. We got 2 women in the house. We got 2 women in the house. Because no man would feel comfortable. Like I said, it's only 2 reasons why a man would be in that position. He either got a physical debilitation, you know what I'm talking about? Or he just down on his luck, he trying to bounce back. And that's for a short period of time. But we talking about women who married the dudes and they been together 3-4 years and the nigga ain't never brought nothing in there. She done did it. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Just the fact of, you know, me and T were talking about this the other day. I couldn't sit back and look at her and be like this here, man. It's hard enough now to sit back and look at what she got to do. Because you want to be able, you want your woman to be straight. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all opportunities open up. Y'all want to be straight to sit back and like this here. No, if you sit back and looking at you got a woman, man, you shouldn't want your woman to have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was explaining to the brother last night, I'm like, it's not saying that she can't work or she can't have a hustle. You know what I'm talking about? But you will want your wife's life to be easy as possible with the exception of raising kids. No, that's not going to be easy. That's not going to be easy.
Especially not with mine.
Leviticus 25, that's not going to be easy.
You put them down?
They been got put down. They've been ducking and dodging and hiding and sliding. 25 and about 53. You know, y'all told you not to rule over your brethren with rigor. You know what that means? That means to try to exercise authority or power over them. That's why the Apostle Peter, Kepha told you that. He said, don't be lords over Elohim's heritage. Trying to rule over them and lord them and intimidate them, and you basically dominate them. Because that's not how y'all operated. That's never how he operated. He always wanted his chief priests and he wanted his chief rulers, his kings, to be servant kings and servant priests to the people, even though they had authority over the people, that they were equal with the people and they served them as a brother, served them as a family member, even though I had power over you. You know what I'm saying? He said, and as a yearly hired servant shall be with him, the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight. And if he be not redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me the children of Yasharal are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Mishraim. I am Yahuwah Yah Elohim. This is why he told you to serve one another, because he's sitting there telling you, I came to serve you, to lead you an example, because you my servants. So you know what that's telling you to do? Serve each other. Serve each other. You can't, see, you know what some of y'all problem is? How y'all look at stuff is you want to seem greater or better than the next person instead of just serving them. It ain't about that. He already told you the Gentiles exercise authority one from another. They do that. It's not about I'm better than you, I'm greater than you. Why is you even looking at your brother, looking at your sister in that type of fashion? That's retarded. That's crazy. That's not proper thinking. That's not the way of Yasharal. That's not the way of Yah. That's not how we operate. Like I was explaining to y'all last week with the individuality. It's always, I got to come up. Me. We never operated like that. You know what I'm saying? Just how I tell you, we didn't put our people in no homes. You learned that from them. You're going to have to learn to give back the mind frame of your oppressors and how they thought and how they taught you to think, and return back into the original way of thinking. We were a family unit. This is a socialistic structure. That's why he told you don't glean all the grapes out of your vineyard. Leave them up there for the poor. Leave some for those who lack. You know what I'm saying? He said the poor will always be with you. Don't turn your heart from them. See, when you can learn to be compassionate, that's why he say mercy rejoice against judgment. For he who showed no mercy, they will not receive mercy. See, that's what's sitting back, what you're not realizing. He was trying to teach us and craft us to be a wise, a righteous, a merciful, and loving people. Not only that, warriors too. Stand up men too. But y'all got to sit back and look at that. That's why our people have a lot of problems, because we don't have that love for one another like we're supposed to. Because honestly, you don't love yourself. When you love yourself, it's easy to love somebody else, because you'll see the things in them that you see in yourself. See, if you love your God and you love yourself, then you will see your God in your brother. You will see your God in your sister. When you don't love your God and you don't love yourself, you're not going to see that in them. You're going to see the things in you that you hate, and you're going to manifest that on them.
Well,
so you got to step back and think about that stuff. Y'all follow what I'm talking about? Come over here to Matthew chapter 15. We still holding Ezekiel 22, Jeremiah chapter 6, and Psalm chapter 8. I just wanted to look at this thing with this dishonest game.
What is it?
she wanted her uptime.
Matthew 15, by verse 5. Make it verse 4. Matter of fact, let's make it verse 3. Luke chapter 12 coming to my mind for some reason. We'll see what it say. It say, then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which are of Jerusalem, saying, I said verse 3, I read verse 1. He said, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, why do you also transgress the commandment of Elohim by your tradition? For Elohim commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother. He that curse father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou might be profited by me, and honor not his father or mother, he shall be free. Thus you have made the commandment of Elohim of none effect by your tradition. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for the doctrines and commandments of men. Now I'm going to ask you a question, gentlemen. That gift that was offered at the altar, who get that gift? Who gets that gift? According to the law, according to the Torah, who get that gift?
Priest.
Yeah, you see, the priests get the gift. So you see how they would come to make dishonest gain out of the people? You see how they did that? By telling them that, see, if you do this right here, see, you ain't got to respect your mom and your daddy, because they know they would get that gift. See, he told you that in Jeremiah chapter 6, and even get Micah chapter 5 real fast. Let me see about chapter 5. might be chapter 3. It is chapter 3. Chapter 3 and about verse 9. But you know what? I'm going to make it verse 5. Micah 3 and 5. We good in Matthew 15. Micah 3 and 5. He said, thus saith Yahuwah concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry, Shalom. And he hath put not into their mouths, they even prepare war against them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What y'all think that could mean? He say they sit back and they come and they bite with their teeth, they make my people err and cry peace. He saying he that put not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Come on around here, I'll show you an instant where they sit back, these people biting on their teeth against the man. Look at that, Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12 came in my mind for a reason. Let me see if it's 12 and 1 I desire. We'll start at 12 and 1, then we'll come on down a little bit.
Go ahead.
Luke 12 and 1. He's saying, meantime, when they were gathered together, an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. Now this is going back to what we were talking about Wednesday, about that outward appearance. He said they got them long robes on, they want all these spots to be seen, and this, that, there, and the third. But yet the whole time they hypocrites. See, y'all got to be careful that leaven. Remember, he say, cast ye out the leaven, for a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump. A little leaven, leaveth the whole lump. See, that's what y'all don't sit back and look at. What type of leaven you got in your heart? Y'all know, y'all sit back and y'all keep unleavened bread every year. You throw all the leaven out your house, but yet you ain't thrown no leaven out your house. If you understand what I'm saying. You ain't cast no leaven away. Because you got the leaven of hypocrisy in your heart, the leaven of malice, the leaven of lust, the leaven of rebellion, the leaven of disobedience, the leaven of unbelief, the leaven of stubbornness, the leaven of pride. You know what I'm saying? But y'all sit back and look at, I got them cookies and cakes out my house. You sit back and some of y'all found out that certain products had swine in it, and you threw all that stuff out your house, but yet you ain't threw out that unclean stuff out your house though. How can y'all be so gung-ho about you ain't gonna eat no pork, and you ain't gonna bathe with no soap with no pork in it, and you ain't gonna lose no lotion with no pork in it, but you got unclean things in your heart though? Might as well use it, might as well eat it. What's the difference? Because you caught up on the outer. Not saying that those things don't matter, because they do matter. If you know it's in there, get rid of it, right? But then you sit back and look at why you won't get rid of the stuff that's in your heart though. Cause I'll be honest with you, man. Sometimes some of y'all don't really realize how you actually viewed by people, because you don't actually see what you're doing, or you don't actually think there's a problem with how you operate. I done told y'all before, if you tell people you do this, or you got to go in great detail, right? You are a walking billboard. I just seen a video today, right? Now, of course, his brother Polite, he's an idiot, right? Some of y'all know who he is, some of y'all don't. He's an idiot. But he was saying that people were saying that he was an atheist. They said, well, why do you say you an atheist? He said, you Hebrews made me an atheist. You know what I'm saying? He said, y'all sit back and y'all say this, your God do this, but then your God ain't with this, but then you do the opposite. He said, then you turn around and you do this, and you do this, and you do this. So he said, you made me an atheist. You know what I'm talking about? So some of y'all sit back and look at, y'all want certain people to do certain things and get down with this. What is the billboard? What is the marketing that you're presenting that's selling that to them that they want to do it? You don't even realize y'all might be the reason you turning certain people away from the word that you want them to do it. Because they looking at you, this ain't, your God can't be real because you don't serve him. You don't fear him. Why should I? You know what I'm saying? Y'all not looking at that. Because y'all can drop all the scriptures you want to drop, and you could give all the knowledge, and you know, and say, yeah, man, you need to watch this video, and this, that, and the third, and all they sit back looking at, but your attitude nasty, though. You don't know how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing that stuff you be doing. You know what I'm talking about? But I came over here the other day, nigga. I seen you try to cut that thing off that computer, off that laptop real fast. I seen what you were watching, nigga. Watching girls going wild. Only difference was they were doing a little bit more than going wild. You know what I'm saying? They sit back, they hear you cussing. You sit back, they hear the conversations you have. You know what I'm saying? You sit back and look at it. Man, some of y'all so crazy that somebody could have been did you wrong, and you still can't be peaceful with them. You know what I'm saying? It still got it. Boy, I done had people do me wrong. I might not. The difference is I just don't fool with you like that. You know what I'm saying? It's still love. I just know what I can't go this far with you. I done had people cross me to know like, all right, I can't fool with cuz like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, my mama done did stuff to me. Nigga, I still love my mama. It's just no certain stuff. I can't do that with you. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna sit back there, I'm gonna hold me bad with my mama, ain't gonna talk to my mama. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is irrelevant. Now, it's one thing now, it would happen here that I probably couldn't fool. If you injure my child, do something to my child, we're no longer friends. You know what I'm saying? And please get away from me before I catch a murder charge. Unless you did something like okay, you molested my child, I'm gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to prison, man, you know what I'm saying? Unless I got other kids and I'm gonna think about it. I don't want to go to prison and leave them behind. But you better get from by me while the thoughts of murder going through my head. You know what I'm saying? You better hope them white folks get you before I get you. If you sleep with my wife, we are no longer friends. You know what I'm saying? It won't be no beef when I see you in the street or this, that, there, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna like this here. But nah, you're not my friend anymore. You know what I'm saying? I done hear people lie on me, say certain stuff. I didn't know I can't mess with you like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta sit back and look at, because the law say don't bear no grudge against thy neighbor. So y'all better make sure if somebody done did something to you, you ain't around here committing sin by bearing no grudge, holding that stuff in your heart, and then that determine how you treat and how you talk to them, how you deal with them, because you will go to hell for it because you transgressing. That's what the law say, right? Leviticus about 19 and 17, 19 and 16. Don't bear no grudge against thy neighbor. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to do that. You know why he say don't bear a grudge against thy neighbor? If thy brother offend thee, forgive him. He say, what if he forgive me sin against me? He say 70 times 7, man. He say to put on them same bowels and compassion and mercy to forgive your brother. Same way Hamashiach put them on to forgive you, because he certainly shouldn't have forgave us. Not all the stuff we were doing. What you think? He shouldn't have did that. Why you can't forgive somebody else? You walk around here and guess what? When you forgive them, that's supposed to be over with. That's supposed to be over with. Drop on down here to about verse 15 though. Make it 13 though.
Still upset about that shake incident, man. Just go ahead and let that be known now.
Yeah, I'm saying you can be upset with it. I say, man, you drunk mine, I drunk yours. Even swap, no swindle.
No, this is definitely some swindle in that.
Ain't no swindle. I came right in this judge. I felt like I was swindled.
Nah, you nothing.
Shoot. I was like this here. Nigga, I'm like here thinking about I'm gonna have 32 grams.
I don't know what.
A whey and soy protein. I say I know how this here think I'm turkey burger on deck.
Hey, your sister did that.
Turkey. Oh, you bitch. Oh, Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold. I've been betrayed by my own flesh and blood.
Hey, what you told that when we dropped the broom, nigga, what you told him?
What's that? Hey, bro.
You know what you told me, right?
Yeah, I told you.
Alright then.
Yeah,
Ain't no Benedict, nigga.
It's Benedict Arnold. Know that was my burger. Know what I was coming back for.
Hey, that was good too.
Nigga sold my burger. You know what I'm saying? No, that's real talk though. Boy, I told Dwight that damn serious though. They got married. I said, that's yours now. I ain't got to take care of no more. I meant that too.
No, say ain't no Benedict, nigga.
Yeah, you Benedict. Turn right up. I sit back and like this here, man. If any one of y'all women with my blood sister and you got married, I look your husband right in the face and tell you, it's your responsibility. See, I didn't even know that was the word. That was in my heart from since I was a child. My mama ain't married. My sister wasn't married. But that's my responsibility to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all actually know that's book, right? You know what I'm saying? That's your responsibility to take care of them. Now, once you've been married, ain't my responsibility to take care of you no more. You know what I'm talking about? Unless you become a widow. And depending on your age, it ain't my responsibility to do that either. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, since I said it, we'll come back to Luke chapter 12. Look at that first Timothy chapter 5 so you see what I'm talking about. You sound like somebody getting hit in the head with a pot. You keep talking. 1 Timothy chapter 5, man, by verse 1. He said, it says, 1 Timothy 5:1, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren, the elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity. Honor widows that are widows indeed. But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home and to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable before Elohim. You're supposed to take care of your people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. And you know where you can see an example of that? When King David was sick and he was about to die, you know who would help take care of him? Solomon and those other children. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's not a widow, that's who we're taking care of. You know, they sit back and look at it. That's how you're supposed to look at it. That's why I was telling y'all that when we were talking about that. Like mainly, like, you know, I think y'all, man, you know, I don't know if Pops ever latched on to the word, but, you know, Pops got up and walked the other day. You know what I'm saying? He did it with some assistance. But he stood up on his own. He took some steps. You know what I'm saying? My brother literally take care of him. See, my brother told me some stuff the other day, boy, had me feeling like, boy, this stuff ain't cool. Like he's here, like, boy, it about him and my uncle. He like I said, my brother said, I don't want to believe it. That is true. Boy, he thinking, boy, one of our relatives tried to poison Pops and Grandma. Because they think Pops and Grandma sitting on a mother load. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you know, Pops and Grandma got a little change, but they ain't got change like they think they got. You know what I'm saying? Like they ready for them to kick the bucket. You know what I'm saying? So they can sit back and fight and scramble. This is a true story, man. My brother told me this the other day, man. Real talk. He said, man, he go to college, right? Do the thing that you want to do for logistics. You know what I'm saying? Carrying all that stuff. And he was like, you know, one of our relatives would call him and be like, you at the house? He'd be like, no, I don't let to go to school. So he'll be like, you know, I'm steady leaving. He say, something tell me one day, just say you left but park around the corner and come by. So he say he do that. He get in the house, they acting like they cleaning up. They looking for the wheel though. He said they actually wrote my uncle Wolford out the wheel. Because Grandma gonna leave Pops and my uncle the house they live in. Pops got a lot of land behind the house. You know what I'm talking about? They literally wrote my uncle out the wheel. When my brother went and told Pop about it, he say first thing Pop said was they looking for the wheel. And they had to redo a whole nother will. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, that's crazy. But see, but the crazy part is that everybody wants something from them. But my brother, the only one actually take, like brothers say, man, I had to take pictures of Pop peanut the other day. You know what I'm saying, man?
Man, come on.
I mean, Pop can't do nothing for
No,
himself.
I'm just saying, like, dang.
He got to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He done clean, Pop done do it on himself. He done had to bathe him, wipe him, put his clothes on, all this. I'm talking about before he done went to the hospital. And you know he finna get ready to come home. So guess who got it? Somebody got to be there to take care of him. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking, man, golly.
You know, and my brother ones really take care of Grandma. Ain't nobody else in the family really coming around there to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? See, he doing something that the word say to do, to take care of your people, to pay them back for what they did for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I mentioned that to y'all last week, because I know I'm hearing how they sizing my brother like he trying to use Pop. How he trying to use Pop and he at the hospital with Pop every day. I don't hear nothing about you niggas being at the Mayo Clinic or at Brooks Rehabilitation with Pop every day. I know Ed with them. You know what I'm saying? He done came to get me on numerous occasions to take me out there to see Pop. So I know he out there. Them people see him, they know who he is. How else these people gonna know who he is unless they see him? You know what I'm saying? Like other people might come up, they don't know them, they see Ed when they call him by name. You don't call somebody by name you don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's there regularly. Regularly. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Like I said, man, I ain't got no, even though my dad ain't raised me, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't got no problem doing anything for him. I actually, only thing I be paying him back for is that you birthed me. You know what I'm saying? That you made me. But like my mama, she not married, so for a certain period of time, it's my job to take care of her. Even though she ain't no widow, I feel in my mind, that's my job to take care of her. That's my mama. No matter what she may have done, whatever, that don't change the fact of, that's my mama. You know what I'm saying? Just because my daddy ain't raised me and basically ain't do too much for me, period, that don't change the fact of, that's my daddy. You know what I'm saying? I done been in that hospital, Pop like, man, can you wash my face? I ain't washing that nigga face. What you mean? This man sitting in the hospital bed with a tube in his heart. Can barely talk. This man had the motion and like this here, like I couldn't understand what he's saying. Edward had to translate. He was like, he wants you to wash your face. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I done been in the house with him like, this what is still my daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my grandma. I'm gonna do what, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we done sat back and lost. And we done sit back and look at, oh, he didn't do nothing for me. Screw that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let that stuff go. I'm 35 years old. What I look like walking around holding a grudge against my daddy? You know what I'm saying? What I look like? Who that grudge hurt? That's hurt my daddy, that's hurting me. I'm the one walking around with it. You know what I'm talking about? That's gonna eat me up. You think he bothered by it? He laying in a hospital bed. Shoot. What I look like holding a grudge against my mama? Who is that hurting? What I look like holding a grudge against somebody done something to me? What that's gonna do? What that gonna prove? Now, you know what that actually proves? Show what type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? No, in fact, don't even worry about Luke chapter 12 no more. Come over here to Revelation 22 real fast. And we come back to Ezekiel 22. Y'all all right this evening? I hope I ain't, you know, I'm just being honest with you though, man. You know, I love my daddy because he's my daddy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here without him. You know what I'm talking about? And then truth be told, and you sit back, let's sit back and look at this whole situation. With the exception of Lank and my sister, I wouldn't know none of y'all if it wasn't for the word. You know what I'm saying? So then we turn around and look at, let's just say case and scenario, because we can't say, oh, because I'm alive, that y'all the reason y'all get to hear the word. You know what I'm saying? That would be obscene. That would be absurd. But who to say that if certain people wasn't born, what direction some of us would have went in? You know what I'm saying? Because some of us, you sit back looking at, because you met one person, and then you've been untold another person, and this, that, there, and the third, and now a group of people are coming together for a common cause. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why. Even though there's a reason why the Most High moved and had my granddaddy leave my grandma from a stroke in Tacoma, Washington, and then they find him here. You know what I'm saying? If my granddaddy don't do that, my people don't move to Jacksonville, I'm not born. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. I'm not born. I never exist. You know what I'm talking about? Then on top of that, I look how he operated this. I'm not raised by my daddy's side of the family. Well, my brother told me outright the other day, he said, boy, you got a dysfunctional family. Like he wasn't smiling or nothing. You know what I'm talking about? He was dead serious. When I look at my mama's side of the family, I can't really say that's the case with the family members that we were around. They weren't dysfunctional. You know what I'm talking about? They might have did some things you may have not liked, but it was not dysfunction. You know what I'm talking about? There was a lot of order and discipline, even though it wasn't but a handful of us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nobody but mama, auntie, Naisha, me, Lil Muffin, Uncle Greg, Auntie Tony, and his kids. But there was no dysfunction that we viewed. My mama didn't view dysfunction. You know what I'm talking about? And their household being raised, they saw that. But we didn't see that. We didn't live with that. We lived with a little bit of poverty. You know what I'm talking about? But we didn't live with no dysfunction though. You know, being in a dysfunctional environment can affect the child greatly. You know what I'm talking about? So I sit back and I look at y'all kept me away from them till I was grown. Till I was grown. The way this wouldn't have no effect on me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't sit back and do this here, and guess what? I don't meet tea, and then, you know, there ain't no mouse, there's no brick. Everybody else doing their own thing, which means 9 times out of 10, some of y'all could have got caught up in the lies that you had been hearing, what you were dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way if Fat Boy is not born, and Fat Boy don't run cross where he run cross, and then he sit back and then y'all have him run across my mama when he don't even think I'm out of prison, then I don't get put on it. You know what I'm talking about? If certain situations don't arise where Carrie born, because Carrie the one told me. You know what I'm talking about? So if he don't tell me, then I don't know. Then guess what I end up doing? Continuing on doing what I was doing. It's just that simple. Y'all don't even realize certain events that this man set up for a said reason. Y'all ever thought about stuff like that before? Hey, little buddy.
All the time.
Hey, little buddy. Yeah, man, my man. Revelation 22 and about verse 11, I should say. Hey, little buddy. You getting big, man. Yeah. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. He that is Kadesh, let him be Kadesh still. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. Swing back to Ezekiel 22. I read that about giving back to that work as it shall be. For a reason. We still holding Jeremiah chapter 6 and Psalms chapter 8. I ain't gonna get to the stuff I wanted to hit last night. Wednesday. It is to a certain extent, but it's not what I had in my mind to do. Hopefully we'll get it in the daytime. See, we read verse 27, right? And what we was looking at 27 is how they ravaged to pray to shed blood to destroy souls to get dishonest gain. Because all the scribes was worrying about was their position with the Romans. When you look at most of these false prophets out here, whether they Christians, all they looking at is their place in American structure. You know what I'm saying? When you look at most Hebrew Israelites, all they looking at is their place amongst the people in the circles that they in. You know what I'm saying? I done told you before. I told y'all Wednesday, and I tell y'all again, I done told you in the past, I don't care what nobody think about me. I don't care what nobody got to say about me. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you tell an outright lie about me, I do want some straightening, depending on what it is, because some stuff ain't even worth acknowledging. You know what I'm talking about? All I want is my due respect. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask for. If you don't want to give it to me, then I'm just not gonna fool with you. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. It's cool. It's not a big deal. No hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are concerned, and not just being preaching the word. A lot of people really just concerned about other people. What people think about them, what people say about them. Why do you even care? You know what I'm saying? If you confident in you in who you are and what you stand for and how you live, then that'll speak for itself. What people think or say about you won't matter because of the confidence and the reassurance that you have inwardly about who you are and what you do. That's why I don't care about what people think or say about me, because I was confident in who I am and what I do. When you're not confident in who you are, that's why you're concerned about how people view you. The only time you'll be concerned about how somebody view you if it's somebody you respect. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to sit back and look at, if a person who I respect doesn't view me, I feel they don't view me in the way that I would want them to view me, then I would need to look at myself and say, what am I doing that would cause them to not view me like that, and to correct it. See, that's the thing that most people don't never really want to do. They don't ever really want to look at themselves and see what they contribute to a situation. It's always everybody else. And truth be told, that's what in the world they call playing the victim without taking accountability for what you do. The same way I told you, if you say I've always been in a bad relationship and this, that, there, and the third, well, the common denominator in every relationship you ever been in is you. So you're not going to be able to tell me that everybody you had a bad relationship with, that it was their fault. How can you not sit back and look at what did you contribute to that situation that caused it to be bad? When you can sit back and you can look at what you contributed to it, then maybe you can do something different to where things go different. You know what I'm saying? You know, look at me and T done been together almost 2 years. We done butted heads on stuff. Every stuff she contributed, I contributed. You look at it, you get it better, you get strong, you move on.
Let you tell it.
What you think? You gonna put it all on her?
Letting you tell it.
Who?
Who's that London?
Who? I don't put it all on her. I put it all on her when she make me mad though.
You don't look at her.
Who? She make me mad though. It's her fault. Cause I'm mad. Should have made me mad. You know what I'm saying?
I said, well, let you tell it, nigga. It's all her.
Oh, sometimes though, nah, boy, she be going hard. I be on the elbow right outside her forehead.
Mm-hmm. She thinks the same thing about you.
You know what I'm saying? But she can't whoop me though. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see after them 9 days get paid. Who whooping who?
She can't whoop me.
After them 9 days get
She
paid.
can't whoop me.
We'll see them.
You know what I'm saying? She could try. I slammed that. I just said, boy, I put her on my shoulder and bam on the neck.
Oh, man, when you try, I'll put up 9-8, my nigga. When you trying to do this?
Well, you gotta put up no money for no fight.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta pay no money for no fight. We can fight right now.
Nigga, you know what I'm talking about.
Come on, man, that's just disgusting. Nobody wanna hear about that type of stuff.
Nigga, please. You know, that's all. I heard about you now. I heard about you.
You ain't heard about me.
I heard you had a Coles fan for it now.
You got a who?
Heard you had a Coles fan for it now. Heard you had a safety pin for it.
Yeah, I picked up at home.
Yeah, what else?
See, her skirt was too big.
Yeah, what else?
That wasn't, come on, we wasn't going that route.
Sure you
That
would.
nigga nasty. Where your mind at, boy?
What else?
Yeah, come on, man. I wasn't talking about that no clothes pin. I actually grabbed the dress.
I hear you. I bet you did.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, my nigga.
She around here sagging her dress and whatnot. She all right though. We buy her safety pin out of the while. But when we look at about verse 28, right, well, verse 29, what we came here for.
I said depend on it.
It said the people of the land used oppression, they exercised robbery, they vexed the poor and needy, they oppressed the stranger wrongfully. So let's look at Mark chapter 3. See, this is actually talking about being persecuted. You know, this is talking about a Mashiach. They vexed him. They oppressed him. That's why he says, surely oppression make a wise man mad. Why you think when that man came around and they slapped the Mashiach and he said, if I said something wrong, then cool. But if not, what you put your hands on me for? Got no business slapping on me, man. Mark 3:1. He said he entered again into the synagogue, and there was a man there which had a withered hand. And they watched him whether he would heal him on the Shabbat day, that they might accuse him. And he said unto the man which had the withered hand, stand forth. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Some of y'all might remember something. Who remembers what this is a similitude to with this man with the withered hand? Who remember where that come from? We're not going to go read it. I didn't want to see who remember. That was about almost a year ago itself. Woo, time be moving on. That ain't even seem like it was that long ago. That was a long time ago. Who remember what is similar to that with a man having a withered hand, asking his withered hand to be healed? I remember he told Moses to stick his hand in and pull it out and it changed colors. But there was a man who had a withered hand. You know what I'm saying? He asked somebody to heal it. And they healed it for him. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Who know what I'm talking about? Not the leprosy. Don't nobody remember what I'm talking about? Well, since nobody remember, just for remembrance sake, go on over here to 1 Kings chapter 13. Nobody.
Oh, yeah, go.
It's all right. Like I said, that was a while ago. Some of y'all wasn't even around at that time. 13 and about verse 1. Behold, there came a man of Elohim out of Yehuda by the word of Yahuwah unto Bethel, and Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And he cried against the altar in the word of Yahuwah, and said, O altar, altar, thus saith Yahuwah, behold, a child shall be born into the house of David, Josiah by name. And upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high palaces that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee. And he gave a sign the same day. This is the sign which Yahuwah hath spoken. Behold, the altar shall rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out. Ain't that something? The altar do what? What rent when a Mashiach died? And where the veil be at? Ain't the altar near that right there? There it is. And it said, it came to pass when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man Elohim, which he cried against the altar in Bethel, he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, lay hold on him. And his hand, which he put forth against him, dried up, so that he could not pull it again to him. The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of Elohim had given by the word of Yahuwah. And the king answered and said unto the man of Elohim, entreat now the face of Yahuwah the Elohim, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored me again. And the man of Elohim besought Yahuwah, and the king's hand was restored to him again, and became as it was before. And the king said unto the man of Elohim, come home with me and refresh thyself, and I will give thee your reward. So ain't that's the same thing right here? This man just sat back and said, man, that the man had it with a hand. He said he'll restore it for him. Y'all ain't never think about that, did you? No, this is a while ago. You remember that? You remember that? Come on back to Mark chapter. I know it was a while ago. That's why we went here and looked at it. It was a while ago. No, every now and then we got to store your pure minds up by way of remembrance. Verse 4, Mark the 3rd chapter. And he saith unto them, is it lawful to do good on the Shabbat days, or to do evil, to save life or to kill? But they held their peace. I'm going to ask y'all another question to see who remember this one. He said, when he had looked round about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he saith unto the man, stretch forth thy hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored whole as the other. Don't you sit back and see how they biting on them with their teeth, like he said to Jeremiah? You see how they biting on them, they setting traps in their heart, where they trying to act like it's all good, but it's really war in their heart. You can look at that example when they came to him about who is David's son, and the coin with Caesar, all the stuff they stepped to him about, right? We know, good master, you know, you judge righteously. What is the greatest thing in the law? Or what about the story about what they call the Good Samaritan when they came to him about that? Y'all remember that Good Samaritan story? You know, white people love that Good Samaritan story this time of year. They love this story this time of year. Matter of fact, that I say this here too. All you women, I want y'all to listen to me. You men too, but especially you women. I want y'all to listen to me and listen to me well. Because I said this time of year, and I meant to mention this to y'all, and that brought that back to my memory. This is the time of the year that people rob. Y'all hear what I'm saying to y'all? This is the time of year that people rob. Y'all need to be real aware, observant, and diligent, being out here on these streets, all that lackadaisical stuff, and that iron gonna get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? When you go to your car, you need to already have your keys in your hand. You know what I'm talking about? When you park, especially at nighttime. Because regardless of what y'all think, don't nobody know you don't celebrate Christmas. And you got people out here looking for a lick. You know what I'm saying? All that fumbling around in your car at nighttime, playing around. All right, somebody gonna get you. Somebody gonna get you. I'm telling y'all now. I'm talking about you get out the car, you supposed to already have your stuff ready, keys in your hand. You know what I'm talking about? If you got to be outside after dark. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be right. You ain't got no business fumbling around, all unorganized, playing, because you're going to look up and you're going to have a pistol in your face. You're going to have a pistol in your face. You know what I'm saying? People rob year round. But this time period here, from about the end of October to December 25th, where the robberies go up. You know what I'm saying? They go up. And people around here, just like they said, you know, I would like they said, T had got her phone taken. And I told her, I say 9 times out of 10, the person that took your phone, they was watching you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And they was waiting for an opportunity for you to slip so they could slide in. See, whether y'all know it or not, when y'all be out in public, people be watching y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thieves, jack boys, they watch people. And they sit back and see who's a sweet lick. And if they see you stupid and you're not paying attention and you all lackadaisical, all ho-hum, that's how you get robbed. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get robbed. That's how you get robbed. Boy, I'm talking about, man, look here, especially y'all women, boy, if y'all got to be outside after dark, man, I beg you, man, make sure you got your stuff ready. When you get out that car, you ain't got to be fumbling for nothing. You get right out that car and go straight to your front door. You ain't got no business as a woman going to your front door, going in your purse to get your keys. Your keys ought to already be in your hand. If you ain't got your keys in your hand to open the door up, you's a sweet lick. You better believe somebody watched that and peeped that. Y'all don't be thinking people be watching y'all do it. You got some people, I ain't gonna say no names, who blinds always stay bent because they just watching what's going on in the neighborhood. You know what I'm talking about? Just being nosy. But then you got people they watching because they seeing who they can get. And I'm telling you, this is that time of year. I told y'all the other day, man, especially this time of year, somebody in the world, because they feel like if their kids can't have Christmas, that's like the most horrible thing ever. Them niggas could have starved all 11 months out the year. But boy, I got to get my kids some Christmas. I can let you wake up from January to November eating nothing but ramen noodles and cornbread, but I can't let you live without having no Christmas gifts under the tree. And them people do some crazy stuff to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Just be aware of it. Don't be slipping. And don't let that guard down, that diligence go down just because that holiday season passed. Because people view a woman as being vulnerable. They view y'all as an easy mark, an easy prey. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be ready. You know, T asking me all the time, you be out the car so fast. But boy, look here. Yeah, I'm out the car fast. Nigga ain't finna be around here like this here, boy. I don't think nothing sweet. I know it ain't sweet out here. You know what I'm talking about? It made me think about that time me and Fat Boy was out there on Silver Street. He seen the nigga. I called him last. We was out there. Dude was like creeping behind. He like, boy, let's go. You know what I'm saying? The dude who it was, nigga, was a known jack boy and a killer. See, some of y'all would have sat back there. Oh, I wonder who that was running back there behind that building. You would have figured that out after he put that picture to your head. I know you do now. I know you do now because you done had situations where you know it's like this here. It ain't sweet out here now. It's not sweet. Duval County, boy, it's not sweet out here. It's not sweet out here, boy. Especially, it's certain pockets of time. It's certain pockets of time, boy. They'll get you. This side of town right here, they don't do a lot of killing. They do a lot of robbing though. You know what I'm talking about? Arlington, they do a lot of robbing. They do a lot of robbing. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of robbing. I wasn't referring to like you just said that recently, man. You know what I'm saying? You take your panties, get your panties out. What do you say? Don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm just saying previously, like let's say you get out the car so fast. Yeah, I got to know what I got to see a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know what go on, boy. I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? You know when you, especially if you're not from here, and you come around here, you ain't gonna think that. Like remember the time we were talking to Brandon, he said he left his windows down. I'm like, you left your windows down. You know what I'm saying?
In the heart of Arlington.
Yeah, we like, you left your windows down.
In the heart of Arlington.
Why don't you do that, boy? Come back, your car be gone. Nigga get a screwdriver, put like this here, yeah. You come out there, boy, I know I parked over here.
Hey, y'all see my car?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, these niggas crazy out here. They had a news article the other day, man. They wasn't really dealing with murders though, but they was like the deadliest zip codes. Most of them were cross town. What they was really talking about was it ain't no grocery stores over there, so they eat a lot of junk. It's a high rates of diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, things of that nature. And then they mentioned homicides. You know what I'm saying? But you know, with some of these things, they take into account robberies, rapes, burglaries, all this type of stuff. Because it's certain, like I said, if we out in Argyle, you ain't worried about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We out in Bartram Park, we ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? Even spots in Atlantic Beach, it's a lot of dope being sold. You ain't worrying about nobody robbing you though. Niggas do it, but it ain't like that. They usually robbing other people who sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? When you get certain spots over there in Arlington, I gotta watch you, nigga. I go over there on Fairfax, Murder, Moncrief.
I'm going there in the lights.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like this here. Go out east, off Pearl. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. Even at the road that's adjacent to where Brittany stay, all lane, you gotta watch them niggas. Depending on what's in the lane you own. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, niggas all look treacherous to me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about really lane that's going back by London Town. You know what I'm saying? That's some projects over there. You know what I'm saying? You sit back and look at West Giants and you know, them boys go down. You go around there Lackawanna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, watch them niggas. You off over there on Macduff and Rayford Street and all that type of stuff. You got to be on guard because it goes down. It goes down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing for somebody walk up the street and somebody around there stink. You know what I'm saying? They be like, boy, they just robbed me, bro. And you like this here, let me go to the house and get my pistol. You know what I'm saying? This how you thinking. You know what I'm saying? I understand some people because the environment you come from is different and that type of stuff don't happen. When you raise in an environment where niggas ain't got no heart and no conscience and no nothing, you know what I'm saying? You kind of push it a little harder. Then you know selling drugs make you even more paranoid. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust. Like I said, he say that. What he say? He say that nigga Nino don't trust damn nigga. Well, you can't trust nobody out here, man. Then also when you talking about dealing with, we don't live like how these people live, so they don't have nothing to stop them from doing some of the stuff that they be doing. They can do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm talking about? You can't though. So you got to take that into account when you're dealing with people and stuff that people do. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to hold them back. And I told you, boy, poverty is a major motivator. You know what I'm saying? It's a major motivator. It can motivate you to do better for yourself legally, or it can motivate you to commit crime. You know what I'm saying? So you had to keep that in account. But I just was mentioning that because it was that time of year I was reading something. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to tell y'all sisters that. Just be on point. You know what I'm saying? Don't get lackadaisical. Don't get lazy. You know what I'm saying? Be on point because it's that time of year. Same thing for the men too, because they rob men too. But I say, you know what I'm saying? Dude, most criminals look for somebody that they perceive to be weak. And they perceive a woman to be weak. You know what I'm saying? Especially if y'all got kids, you got to really be on point because that's really what they try to catch the women because they feel like the kid will distract them. You know what I'm saying? To where they not aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's what people look at. I'm just trying to tell you the mind of a criminal. I ain't never robbed nobody, but I knew a few. That just wasn't my thing. I wasn't going to take nothing from nobody. I take from the white man. I wasn't going to rob nobody. I go on the job and steal everything they got. I wasn't going to up no pistol on nobody. Just wasn't my thing. Cause when you live like that, it's a lot come along with living like that, boy. You know what I'm saying? Putting a pistol on somebody, boy, you gotta live like this here every day. Every day. Cause boy, somebody walk right, that's the nigga that robbed me. He might gun you down at the grocery store. Got your kids with you and all. That too. You got to be willing to kill people too. Because I ain't no murderer. Because you rob somebody, you got to be willing to kill. If you ain't willing to kill, you can't rob nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, you got some niggas, some niggas gonna buck the giant. You know what I'm saying? You know some niggas buck the giant. I know some niggas buck the giant. Some of them got shot, some of them got pistol whipped, some of them got away and just got shot at. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got some niggas gonna buck the giant. That's why you see most dudes, when they come in, they rob somebody, they come and they just hit him with the pistol off the rip. Wow, because they trying to let him know, boy, I killed. You know what I'm saying? You got some nigga, you could tell, nigga on hand like this here. Like I said, I'm finna take this. But the worst thing in the world, you go to rob somebody, nigga take the pistol from you. But when he sit back and he said right here about verse 5, when he looked around the people with anger and he was grieved for the hardness of their heart, do y'all know that was testified of too? Y'all know what that was testified of at? When you look at Bereshit 49, probably about 18, Genesis 49 by 18, and talk about Asher, he said they shot arrows at him and they grieved him in his heart. You know what I'm saying? Because they were shooting arrows at Amashi out here. You know what I'm saying? Remember how he said they shoot arrows at the perfect with no shame? See, they were talking trash about him, looking for something to accuse him. Because they wanted to oppress the poor and needy man. They wanted to find something wrong with him, do something to him. How many times them people tried to kill him a lot, didn't they? Why they tried to kill him? Don't you know if you're trying to kill somebody, you're trying to oppress them? You know what I'm saying? They were not looking just to oppress, but suppress. You know what I'm talking about? What did the scribes and Pharisees say about this man? They say everybody goes after him, right? Everybody's listening to him. Come on back to Jeremiah chapter 6. They say everybody listening to him. They say if we let him alone, we'll lose our place in our nation. We can't let everybody listen to this dude. When he was casting out demons up out of people, they say this man is beside himself. You know what that means to say somebody beside themselves? You know what I mean? What do you mean? You don't know what it means. You brother know what that means, say somebody beside themselves.
This nigga's mistaken, man.
Not mistaken. They think highly, they say, you think you somebody. That's what it means.
This nigga's mistaken. This nigga's beside himself, nigga.
Well, not this mistaken. Niggas say it ain't really necessarily mistaken.
I talked last time he woke up.
You know what I'm saying? It's more so you think you better than what you actually are.
He seems comfortable.
This nigga's crazy. Yeah, in your crotch.
He's comfortable,
Jeremiah chapter 6.
man. Leave him be.
That's why we stopped at verse 6 where you can sit back and you seen that there was holy oppression in the middle of her. But we look at verse 7, right? As a fountain cast out her waters, so she cast out her wickedness. Violence and spoil is heard in her. Before me continually is grief and wounds. What is those continual grief and wounds that is before me? Like I said, I mentioned the name of what we went into this in more in depth. We're not going to go into it in depth this evening. It's something actually else that I was talking to a brother about earlier that I want to hear. What you think this means by as a fountain cast forth her waters? What you think that could mean, gentlemen? Don't everybody answer at once. Anybody?
The rivers of living water, my brother.
Yeah, I hear you. Anybody want to take a shot at it? It's free, it's open, it's willing for anybody. It's out there for you. Just absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. I'm just waiting on them. Do y'all know what Zechariah said about a fountain? Let's look at Zechariah 13. Let's see what he said about a fountain. 13 and 1. Zechariah 13 and 1. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David, to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, for sin and for uncleanness. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahuwah of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And I will cause the prophets and unclean spirit to pass out of the land. Let's go to Hebrews 9 and about verse 14. So if he opened up a fountain, it was to cleanse us from sin. This was something I was talking with a brother earlier today, man. He was calling me about something else. Same brother who was talking to me, about that flat earth stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nine and about 13. Make it about 12. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the Kadesh place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctified to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal spirit, eternal Ruach, offered himself without spot to Elohim, to purge your conscience from dead works, to serve the living Elohim. Now we reaching this in because I'm trying to tie this to something else. Let's go look at Revelation chapter 1 and verse 4, which we read the other day. What we read Wednesday. There's something came to my mind throughout the week. I'm trying to tie it to something else. Y'all just bear with me. Trying to tie it to something else. Y'all okay this evening? Is everybody all right? Is everybody alive? First Revelation 1, we'll look at verse 3. Baruch is he that read, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. You can unto the 7 synagogues which are in Asia, grace be unto you and peace from him, which is, and which was, and which is to come, and from the 7 Ruachs, which are before his throne. Yahushua HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead, prince of the kings of the earth. I ain't forgot about that thing with chief ruler of the kings of the earth, or the kings of Arax. Unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, and has made us kings and priests unto Elohim and his Father, to him be esteem and dominion forever and ever. Amen. So, gentlemen, do you think that there's something in the law that we could see as it pertains to this thing, that by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, he loved us and washed us from our own sins in his blood, and that through that we were able to become kings and priests? Can y'all think of anywhere in the law where you could see something like that? Anybody got an idea? Huh? Absolutely. So when we come back and we look at Pesach, we look at Passover, right? We know that the blood of that lamb washed us from our sins, because we know he that commits sin is the servant of sin, and the servant abide not in the house forever. So we know that there was the bondage. But let's look at Exodus, or Shemot 19, and about verse 7. Absolutely, because with the establishment of that covenant, that's what we're finna look at here in Exodus 19. Absolutely. Exodus 19, probably about verse 2 though. We'll make it 1. It says,